Means or mode, yes. Hmm.
So whatever, I have a computer, you have a computer, I type on it, then
Fine,
that
fine.
message comes to you, then it's a mode of communication.
Great, great, great. Okay, thank you so much. You can
Thank
leave.
you. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Fardeen Sheikh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Fardeen.
My
Can you
name
hear
is
me?
Farin Sheikh. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sure. Please go ahead.
Yes. Sir, my name is Fardin Sheikh. I am from Kishangarh, Rajasthan, and I pursuing my engineering in civil branch, and I like to playing games and watching movies. That's all.
Hmm. So, tell me, how can listening, the act of listening, help you to become a better communicator?
So, can you repeat your question again?
How can the act
Yes.
of listening, right,
Yes, is
make you
right,
a
right.
better communicator?
Yes, sir. So because when we listen a word, uh, then we can know the correct pronunciation of the word, and that helps us to pronounce a word and to speak better.
Okay, and suppose
Yes,
you keep speaking and you don't listen to others, then what will happen? You'll not be communicating anything because you'll be talking over other people and you won't really be listening, right?
yes, right.
So when you listen to more and more people, you know what they want to, what are their issues or what are the things that they want to convey, and then you can have a meaningful conversation, right? For
Yes, sir,
example,
right.
if a teacher comes to your class and keeps blabbering from his or her side, and then you have questions but you can't ask them, so the teacher is a bad listener, right? He's not listening to what you have to ask. So the communication will also suffer. Now, final question to you, Pardeep.
Yes,
What are the major components of communication?
major component of communication is
Meaning, what are the things that are there? Again? So, suppose there is a sender. So, what are the other things in that communication process?
so I did not understand to
You did not
how to
understand the
answer.
question, I guess. See, this is a
Yes,
communication that is happening right now, correct?
yes,
So,
right.
what are the things that are involved in this communication process? I am a sender because I'm speaking. Now, you fill in the blanks. What are the other things that are there in this process? Very easy question for Dean.
Yes, I know, but I'm a bit confused to how to say. So I just trying to some make some sentence. So
Now, there's no sentence that is needed. I'll give you a hint, one more hint. I'm a sender, you're a receiver.
yes, sir.
What other things are there?
So the path.
Yes, of course, the path, the means of communication, right? You are doing it over the internet, right? You are
Yes,
using
right.
certain devices to do it,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
And
Right.
then
Correct.
the constant questioning that the line of questioning that I'm engaging in is the feedback process. I'm trying to make sure that you're understanding what I'm saying or not, correct?
Yes, sir. Right. Correct.
This calls for one more question for Dean, okay?
All
One
right.
final question. What is the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication?
So the verbal communication we can speak to express our feeling, and the non-verbal communication is we just express our feeling by our hands and like
Correct. Okay. ठीक है. Thank you for this. You can leave.
welcome, sir.
Yeah. Up next is Farhan Khan.
Yes, sir. Good morning,
Yes.
sir.
Good morning. Please introduce
Sir, my,
yourself.
sir, my name is Farhan Khan. I am from Farghabad in Uttar Pradesh. Sir, I did my schooling from Aligarh Muslim University. Now, currently, I am pursuing Bachelor in Technology from Jamia Millia Islamia. My branch is electronics.
Okay. What else? What are your hobbies?
My hobbies are walking, jogging, and playing cricket.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So cricket, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you, I'll give you a same similar situation which I gave earlier to a student. Okay. How
So,
will you express your happiness if India wins a World Cup, cricket World Cup? You have to speak. You don't have to tell me how will you do it. Just say. You have to convey the feeling. Example, I am very
sir,
happy today because of what. Yeah.
sir, I can express my feeling by bursting firecrackers and distributing fireworks.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Good point, Farhan. So you tell me, Farhan, when you are bursting firecrackers, you are trying to convey something, right? You are trying to convey your happiness. So is
Yes,
that a
yes,
mode of communication?
yes, sir.
In a way, yes. Good answer.
Yes, sir.
Because it is very easy to say that it is not, but then it is, because you are actually conveying your happiness through that act of bursting crackers.
Yes,
Good.
yes, yes.
Okay. Oh, which of the stories have you read, Farhan?
Sir, I story, sir. The lamb
To the
in the
slaughter.
slaughter to the
To the
slaughter
slaughter.
and the soft nut leaves.
Definitely. Okay, you tell me what happens at the end of the story of Lamb to the Slaughter.
Sir, the husband of Mary Maloney was murdered by his wife Mary Maloney,
Hmm, correct. What is the weapon that is used?
and leg of lamb.
Absolutely. Correct. What happens to that leg of lamb at the end of the story? What happens?
Sir, the leg of lamb was roasted and served to the police officer, which
Yes. Who came to investigate? Yes. Thank you. Okay.
yes, sir.
Farhan, thank you so much. You can leave.
Thank.
Oh, Faiz, you are on time and on expo. Yeah. Go on.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Introduce yourself. Good morning.
My name is Faiz Siddiqui. I am a resident of Delhi and I am pursuing BTech in CS from Jamia.
CS. What is CS? Computer science.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, you tell me about what are the major barriers of communication.
So there's a linguistic barrier, there's physical barrier, there's emotional barrier was one, I guess, and uh, what's that?
So, okay, fine. Tell me what. Give me an example of a linguistic barrier.
Linguistic barrier. So suppose there are two people who speak different languages, so they won't be able to communicate with each other. That's some way a linguistic barrier. Or if a person speaks in uses advanced words, so the
Hmm.
other person cannot understand even in the same language, then it is linguistic.
Which story
There's
have you
also
read?
social and
Social
uh,
and
cultural barrier.
fine. Yes. Okay. Now you tell me which story have you read? Paz.
So I have read Soapnet by Chaso and Lamb for Slaughter.
Lamb to the slaughter.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is the main? Who are the main characters in Soapnet Leaves?
So it was the girl Gauri, I guess, uh, and
Gaveri.
Gaveri, and
Yeah.
I guess she was Paramma and the landlord.
Hmm.
But the main
Correct.
characters are these two girls only. The
Ah, yeah.
landlord minor
Correct.
character.
Yes. Yes. So what do I mean when I say that class discrimination is prevalent in all parts of the world?
So mm I would not say that caste discrimination is prevalent in
Class.
class. Oh yes, class
Yes.
discrimination is they're in all over the world because of the rich and poor barrier. Uh, this is because of the flow of money. Some people gain more, and some people do not. It's
Hmm.
the truth of life. Rich
Truth of
and
life.
poor exist everywhere. Yes, sir.
Hmm?
So it's very difficult to remove, nearly impossible.
Nearly impossible to remove it. Why do you think so?
So, this is because, when we provide a service, we also ask for
Hmm.
something in return, right?
Yes. Okay. Guys, is that it?
Yes, sir. Do you want me to
Okay.
elaborate?
Thank you. No, no, fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir.
You
Thank you.
can leave now. Yeah. Up next is Firoz Khan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good
Yes,
morning, sir.
Firoz.
Myself, Firoz Khan. I am from Sambhal, Uttar Pradesh, and I am currently enrolled in mechanical engineering in Jamia Millia Islamia. My hobbies are playing cricket and watching cricket.
Hmm. Have you read the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear?
Yes, sir.
Have you read the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear?
Yes, sir. I write the one sir, without the fear.
I read the poem. Am I audible to all of you?
Hello.
No?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
sir.
Yes,
Where the mind
Firoz.
is. Yes,
Where the Mind is Without Fear. Have you read the poem?
yes, sir.
Can you tell me what the poem is about?
Sir, in this poem, the poet describe argues to God, make his feelings and essential need to live in a united country, freedom of united.
You have not read it, you're reading it out, and I can understand it. ठीक है फिरोज, don't do that. uh, मुझे बताओ, what are the physical barrier of communication? Not studied at all, Firoz.
Yes,
At least put your camera to your face first, Firoz. Don't keep it down. Yes,
okay,
yes.
sir.
Thank you. This. Thank you so much. It was really awkward looking at you like that. Firoz, where are you from?
Sir, I am from Sambhal, UP.
Sambal, right? So you tell me something good or bad about Sambal.
Sir, Sambhal is famous for mentha oil produced in
I somehow there's some issue, connection issue. Can you repeat, Firoz?
yes, sir. Sambal is famous for produced mentha oil and potato.
Potato.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where is it located in UP?
Sir, it is located western UP.
In Western UP. How is the weather?
Sir, weather is very hot. The temperature is mm, 40 degrees Celsius at least.
I think it is more than that. Sambal,
Yes.
right? It is in Western UP. I know. Yeah. Okay. One last question to you, Firoz. Who is the poet of Where the Mind is Without Fear?
Sir, Rabindranath Tagore.
Next time, Firoz, you should study, okay? For all
Okay,
this.
sir.
Don't be like reading from the phone, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Firoz. You can leave.
Thank you.
Next is Inam Ali. Hi, Inam.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my name is Inam Ali. I'm from Bijnor, and my branch is mechanical engineering.
Hmm.
And I like to watch cricket and play cricket.
You love to watch cricket and then you love watch. Okay. So give me a summary of the last match versus India and South Africa. What happened in the match? Did you watch it?
Sir, India. No, sir, didn't watch it, but
Okay.
I read it in the newspaper.
Oh, great. If you can't play cricket, if you cannot watch cricket, then you read about cricket. That is interesting. Good. So tell me, yes.
Yes,
Give
sir.
me a
Yes, sir.
summary. Yes.
Sir, India batted first
Hmm.
and scored around 212 runs, and South Africa chased it in 19th over
So this is you're talking about the
due
first
to
match.
a catch dropped by. Oh, sir,
This is
I
the
didn't
second match happened
read our
yesterday.
second match. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So,
So what
sir,
happened? Hmm?
I didn't write it.
Fine. Fine.
Sir,
You.
first match we lost first match due to the catch dropped by Shreyas Iyer.
It doesn't have work like that in Am. But anyways, we lost the second match as well. Okay.
Sir,
So
I
yeah,
didn't watch it and also read it about it.
yeah. But I'm informing you about it that we lost the second match also. So
Thank you, sir.
congratulations. Yes. Tell me, which of the stories have you read in Am?
Sir, I read Lamb to the Slaughter.
Okay. Tell me. Talk to me about it. What happened in the story?
Sir, in the story, the lady Mary Maloney killed her husband Patrick Maloney when he threatens her to leave her.
Hmm.
And at the end, he served the ki- killing weapon to the policeman, which
Hmm.
came to investigate.
Okay. Okay, Ram. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Next is Kaushik.
Yeah, Kaushik.
Yes. Hi. Please introduce yourself.
So I'm Kaushik Kashyap. I'm from a small town called Bhagalpur, and I'm in civil branch of Jammu English Army. My hobby
What is
includes reading and writing. Yes, sir.
what are your hobbies?
Reading,
What are
sir.
your hobbies?
Mainly reading, but I also write in Hindi, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. What is Bhagalpur famous for?
Mostly it's famous for its like violent eruptions of religious matters, but it's also famous for the poet who is like the national poet of our country, Rambhai Singh Dinkar, sir. He lived here for most of his life. Also, Nagarjun was from this place, and there are many poets who have lived here as the university chancellor or teacher.
Great. Okay. Which stories have you read?
So, the Lamb to the Slaughter and Sopna Tapes, both.
Who are the authors of the stories?
Author of the Lamb to the Slaughter was Roald Dahl, and the author of Sopna Tapes was Chasso.
So is the story Swapnat Leaves? So was it written originally in English?
No, it's a translation from southern language.
From southern language, huh? You don't know the particular names.
I don't remember the particular language.
Yeah, okay, fine. What are the major barriers of communication?
So the major barriers include physical barrier, organization barrier, linguistic barrier, social barrier, religious barrier. Other than that, medium barrier. Those are I can think of.
Fine, okay, yes. Thank you, Kaushik. Up next
Okay,
is
thank you.
yes, Khatri
Yes, sir.
Prashant Kumar. Okay,
Good morning, sir.
yes. Good morning. Please introduce yourself.
So myself, Khatri Prashant Kumar. I am from Gujarat. Currently, I am pursuing a bachelor in computer engineering from Jamia Millia Islamia. I have some of the short-term goals and some of the long-term goals.
Okay. What are your short-term goals?
So my short-term goal is to become a master in some particular field of this computer engineering, whichever I like, and right now I am exploring the things.
And what are your long-term goals?
Sir, my long-term goal is to educate very background people from the India who are who are not aware about what the education is and what are the main importance of this education.
Hmm. So you tell me from the what I could gather from your long-term goal, Prashant.
Yes,
Uh, how has the author in the story Sopnat Leaves,
yes,
talked about what you're saying?
yes.
Can you talk about?
In the lesson Sharpener leaves, the author tell about the casteism problem in which lower class people, which I talk in my long term goal, are not allowed to interact with the long upper class people, or are not allowed to take education, and not much as much of the independence of that peoples have.
Hmm. People, okay, people's name. Okay, Prashant. So, yes, so discrimination. And one more thing, Prashant, do you think that people don't want to access education, or is it that their social and economic conditions don't allow them?
No, according to me, in from the Sopnat leaves lesson, the girl Gaveri want to take the education, but their social and financial conditions are not allowed them to do so.
Hmm. Okay. One last question to you, Prashant. So, who is the author of Where the Mind is Without Fear?
The author of that poem is the Rabindranath Tagore.
And what is the basic gist of the poem?
Sir, basic cheese is also from that independence. After the independence of the India, what the people are, what life of the peoples, and the main theme, Rabindranath Tagore elaborated about the educational purpose, that education is free. Peoples are independent to do whatever they want, and many of the other important things.
So it does not really say education is free, but what he says is where
They are
knowledge
free
is
to,
free.
yeah,
Knowledge
yeah,
is free, and
yes,
knowledge
yes,
is something much more than
education, yes, yes,
education,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prashant.
Thank you, sir.
Up next is Kushal Chadda.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Kushal. Please introduce yourself.
So, yes, sir. So my name is Kushal Chadha. I live in currently I'm enrolled in the computer science branch.
Your voice is cracking up.
So can you hear me right now?
Yeah, better.
So my name is Kushal Chadha. I live in Noida, and I'm currently enrolled in the computer science branch.
What is the meaning of your name, Kushal?
So it means to be happy and spread happiness.
Hmm. Okay. Now tell me, what is the basic gist of the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear?
So the where Mind is Without Fear is based on the pre-independent era of India, where the country was oppressed by the British rule. In the poem, poet tries to explain that the people uh, were not able to express their will and strength under the British rule. They were oppressed by their actions, and further, the poet tries to explain that we have to live and express our feelings post the independent era, and as well that what can I say, that we have to, in order to improve the situation of the country, to come out of the poverty, we have to change ourselves and make other the poor and downtrodden
Hmm.
study.
Okay. So you just now, okay, fine. You first only explain this line to me, okay? Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. What is
Yes,
the meaning?
so it means that we don't fear anything, that we don't have the fear of failure, or we don't have any expectation. We just have to keep our head high and move forward, and don't care much about the obstacles that come in our way. Just feel.
Okay. One last question to you, Kushal.
Yes,
Uh, what is, can you give me an example of a physical barrier of communication?
the most prominent physical barrier currently is the COVID situation. Like we are not able to meet we are stuck at our homes. If a person is unwell right now, we are not able to properly communicate with them. The other means maybe that disturbances due to connections, everything like that.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Kushal. Kushal, thank you. You can leave. Yeah. Next up is Kushagar Singh.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, myself, Kushag Singh. I am from Hathras and I have completed my schooling from Hathras. And currently, I am enrolled in BTech in Computer Engineering in Jamia Millia Islamia. And my hobbies are watching movies and animes.
Which movie have you seen latest?
So, the last one I watched was Doctor Strange.
Give me a movie review. Short movie review.
So,
Or
it
any
was
movie. If you want to choose any other movie, that's also fine. Okay. Yeah. But give me a movie review.
Sir, I will give for Doctor Strange. Sir, it was a nice movie. It was bit those who have watched mostly MCU movies know that it was a bit different from all other movies. It pushed the boundaries of PG-13. They showed some violence and blood. They also put some horror in it. So it was some new experience for those who regularly watch movies related to MCU. But there were some I would say problems in it. It was a bit short. They didn't show the story completely. And it was I would say it was a little bit disappointing, but a new experience.
How many stars?
I like the Sir, I would give 3 out of 5.
Yes, and you were saying something?
Sir, I like the part where they tried to do something different, like they put horror in it. They also showed violence, even though it was PG-13, a superhero movie for children, and they showed violence and all in it. But some things were not good in it. It was a bit short. They didn't the ending was not up to the tone. It was like it felt a bit disappointing.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So you tell me who is the author of the story, The Swapnit Leaves?
It's just a Chaso.
Chaso. Okay. One last question. Okay. What is the difference between prefix and suffix?
So prefix are short words we use before a word, and suffix are short words we use after a word. For example,
very good. Example?
Sir, for example, necessary and unnecessary.
Fine.
Sir, power and powerful.
Very good. Thank you so much, Kushagar. You can leave. Very good. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Up next is Majid Alam. Majid.
Good morning, sir. I am Majid Alam. I am from Motihari and currently pursuing BTech in Mechanical Engineering from Jamia Millia Islamia. And my hobbies are watching movies, sometimes listening music, and I love to play chess and badminton also, sir.
You like to play chess and badminton as well. Okay. You first tell me, what is Motihari famous for? Other than
Sir,
mutton?
actually, sir, it is famous for its history, sir. And near Motihari, there is a tallest stoop for Buddhist, sir, which is situated in Kesaria. And in history, there was a Champaran Satyagraha started from by Mahatma Gandhi, sir. That what is famous. Yes, sir. And now Swachh Agra.
Right? Bapu Dham, yes.
Yes, sir, Bapu Dham. And currently, in 2020, sir, Prime Minister Narendra Modi started Swachh Agra also from here, sir.
Fine. So it is historically significant, right? It
Yes,
is
sir.
also quite famous for its cuisine. I'm a big fan of the meat that is sold in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Meat,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So great. Majid, coming back from food to the stories that you have. Which story have you read, Majid?
Sir, actually, I don't read stories at all, sir. I am not interested. But, sir,
Not
actually, they are very long and boring. I felt boring, sir. I love to read poems and write Urdu poems, sir.
Right. But then you have to do it, Majid.
Yes, sir. I tried, and I
You tell
read.
me. Have you read the poem "Where the Mind Is Without Fear" by Rabindranath Tagore?
Yes, sir. It was a poem by Rabindranath Tagore written in the pre-independence, sir. First of all, it was written in Bengali language, and after that, after 2 or 3 years, it was transferred into English language. In this
Translated.
yes,
Not
translated.
translated.
Sir,
Yeah.
actually, in this poem, Rabindranath Tagore prayed to God for
Mm.
independence and feeling his and expressing his feelings about how he feels, how he feel after the independence the people should be.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you, Masi. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Mohammed Ibrahim Akhtar. Ibrahim Akhtar, are you here?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Good morning, sir.
Come on.
So my name is Mohammed Ibrahim Akhtar, and I'm from Patna, Bihar, and I'm currently pursuing computer science from Jamia Millia Islamia. And my hobbies include um, uh, playing cricket, and reading books and watching movies.
So, any favorite books?
Sir, I've recently read The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy, and
Hmm.
it's a really good book.
Can you give me a short review of the book?
Sure, sir. So the book mostly explores about two twins who are living in Aymanam, Kerala, and it mostly focuses on their family and how one incident just changed their whole family and their whole childhood. So it's
Correct. Okay. Now you tell me what are the major barriers of communication?
So the major barriers are, actually there are a lot of barriers, but major includes physical and psychological barriers, communication. Sorry, psychological, emotional, different barriers. These types.
Okay, just give me an example of an emotional barrier.
Emotional barriers are sir, let's just say that there wasn't there yeah that like the speaker was just went through a trauma,
Yeah.
so let's say just death in the family, and the receiver was not able to connect with that.
Fine. Yes, I got your point. Good. One last question. Okay. You have to explain this line where the mind is without fear and the head is held high.
Okay, sir. It was written by Rabindranath Tagore, sir, and it was and what he wants to say in this line is that after the independence of India, he wants his countrymen to live without fear because of what they have faced during the British rule, and that they want to be and they want his countrymen to be proud of themselves, to take pride in their actions and how they've got independence and all that. So,
Very good. Abraham, thank you so much. You can leave.
thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Mohammed Mohsin.
Yeah, good morning, sir. I'm Mohammad Mohsin. I'm living in Jamshedpur. Currently, I'm pursuing ECE. My hobbies are I love to do singing, if I read financial articles. I love to do investing and trading in the stock market.
Okay. Cool. Now you tell me
Hmm.
what stories have you read, Mohsin?
Sir, actually, I have read the poem. I'm not familiar with the story.
Why so?
Sir, actually, I was busy in some yes, in my work, sir.
Okay, you have
Uh,
explained. You have to
Englishman.
explain it to me. Okay. Why? What kept you busy? Kept you so busy that you could not get through any of the stories?
Sir, actually, there is a market crash. Nifty fallen about 2.3%, and I've lost about my half of the capital. So I was busy in reading the chart and reading the news, what happened and why there is so much fall. So the reason is behind that foreign investor is taking about lot of money from India,
Hmm.
and that's why also the our Indian rupee is depreciating its value against the dollar.
Hmm.
So there
So
is a
okay,
lot of factors.
fine, Mohsin. Yes. Okay. One final question. Only one and final question to you, Mohsin.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
How important do you think communication is in the field of stock markets? Okay,
Sir,
and why and how? Okay. Hmm.
sir, you will unable to convey your message to the retail person in front of the person in front of you. You have to tell about the company and how the company is performing. If you're not able to convey your message and the pros and cons of the company, you will unable to tell the people to buy or sell the share. It's very important in the stock
Very good.
market.
Very good. Thank you so much, Mosi.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you can leave. Next is Mohammed Musharraf.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Musharraf. Please introduce
Myself,
yourself.
Musharraf Malik, and I am from Nalanda, Bihar, and I completed my schooling from St. Joseph Academy, Nalanda. And currently, I am pursuing BTech from Jamia Millia Islamia from Electronics and Communication branch.
Hmm.
My hobbies is listening songs.
And that's all.
That's all. Yes.
Okay, Musharraf, you tell me the summary of the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear.
Sir, where the mind is, in this poem, sir, Rabindranath Tagore is expressing his views on how people should be live after independence. Sir, he wants to say that, sir, the idea of democracy seems to be all respective here, and the poem is
Uh,
expressing the views about, sir, that how people should live after independence.
hmm. Okay, Musharraf, you have to tell me what are your good qualities and what are your bad qualities. Okay, suppose I'm hiring. Okay, I am representing a hiring company, and
Yes,
you are
sir.
sitting in the interview for that hiring. Okay, that recruitment. So you have to tell me what are your good qualities and bad. Go on.
Sir, I am.
And look at me when you speak. Don't look somewhere else. Okay. You can get hired or you can be rejected. So yeah.
Sir, I'll do my job with full of my faith, and I'll give my 100% to the job. I'll
Okay.
not be lazy in that in during job.
You see, you saying I'll not be lazy during the job is you know it seems like you're making a promise, right? But that's not what I meant. Okay, but when you're saying good qualities, you have to say I'm hardworking, I'm sincere, I'm
Yes,
attentive.
sir. Hardworking and sincere to all
Yes.
my work.
Okay, Musharraf. One final question to you. Who is the author of Lamb to the Slaughter?
Sorry, sir.
Who is the author of the story Lamb to the Slaughter?
Ruled doll.
क्या पढ़ पढ़ स्पेलिंग पढ़ो जब देख के बता रहे हो तो स्पेलिंग भी पढ़ो ना बेटा anyways
Thanks.
it's ROLD. I can see whether you're using something or not. It's quite visible, Musharraf. Anyways, it's ROLDDAHL, right? Word
Yes, sir.
Dal. Okay, thank you so much, Musharraf. You can leave. Next is Mohammed Saif Alam.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Mohammed Saif Alam. I am from Gaya, Bihar. I have done my schooling from Shatabdi Public School, Gaya. I am currently pursuing BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Jamia Millia Islamia.
What
And
is
my hobbies are
what are your
okay.
hobbies? Please go ahead. Yes.
My hobbies are watching movies and tasting new kinds of food.
And tasting new kinds of food.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So which is the latest type of food that you have tasted?
Sir, I have recently shifted to Delhi, so I have tasted here. It's called Muradabadi biryani, and
Okay. Where do you stay?
sir, Abul Fazl.
Oh, you stay in Abul Fazl? Great.
Yes, sir.
You should also try out Royal Biryani. There's this Kolkata style
Yeah,
biryani.
it is near to my home, sir. I have tasted there also.
Good, great. Okay, fine. So let's come back from the tasting. And which of the stories have you read? Sir?
Sir, I have read all the story, but I can explain where the mind did without fear more easily.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Sir, this poem Rabindranath Tagore have written in the pre-colonial India, and this poem tell and these poems means that this poem tells us about the condition in the pre-colonial India, that what kind of situation peoples are facing there. He think that the education, the knowledge that we are getting at that time is not free from our pre-colonial rulers. He want to wake up the people in our country to be united and have a have stand for their and have stand for their rights and all.
You tell me one last question to you.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Can you give me an example of an emotional barrier of communication?
The emotional barrier is that when anyone has to give any speech or anything else, or anyone have to talk to some other people, then they got any trauma, like anyone has death in their family or other accident. So
Even a
then
breakup, yeah. Why just death? Even if
yes,
somebody is
sir.
going through a breakup, and that communication it does get
Yes,
affected.
sir.
For
Yes,
example,
sir.
if your friend goes through a breakup, then the way he is communicating with you changes, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you so much, Seth. You can get back.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Next is Mirza Ibrahim Beg.
Good morning, sir.
Bye.
So my name is Mirza Ibrahim Beg. I am from Noida. I'm currently doing BTech in Computer Science in Jamia. And sir, my hobbies are basically watching movies, watching football, and so also playing football. But COVID has really hindered that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What is the full form of Noida?
Noida, what football Noida? Okay.
You're from Noida, right?
Yes,
So,
sir. I don't know, sir.
oh, it's New Okla, and then
New Okla Industrial.
Rail Development
Yes,
Authority.
sir.
Yes. Don't forget it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It has a full form. Noida is not Noida, simply Noida. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyways, so you tell me what is the summary of the story Soapnet Leaves?
Sir, I haven't read that story, sir. Sorry, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, I've read where the mountain is without fear, sir.
No, I'm not going to ask you from that.
Okay, sir.
You tell me which are you a book reader or a movie watcher?
Movie watcher, sir.
Okay. So which movie would you want to review?
So, like, I recently watched Rashar, sir.
Rashar. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Please.
So, sir, Rashar is a really funny and funny action film, sir. Sir, the chemistry of Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan was really great. And sir, the comedy of Rashar is very simple to understand. And it was a really nice viewing experience, sir.
You keep repeating really. Don't do
Yes,
that.
sir.
Okay. Now, after a while, the person listening to you will catch on to it. Okay. Anyways, so
Yes, sir.
that is one movie. Some other movie?
So, like, I also watched The Gladiator.
Fine. Go ahead.
Sir, I saw The Gladiator is a movie based in Rome. Sorry, sir, review, sir. Okay, I'll tell you about the review, sir, not the story.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So, in The Gladiator has a really nice cast, and the acting was very nice.
Hmm.
The story is really simple. What was interesting was the screenplay and how the story is portrayed in the movie.
Hmm. Okay. Which war has been referenced to in the movie, or is at the center of the movie?
So the war was between the Germanic clans or people and
Thanks. Yes.
Romans.
Very good. One last question to you. What is the difference between verbal and non-verbal
Yes, sir.
communication?
So what's the sir? Can you
What's the
repeat?
difference between verbal and non-verbal communication?
Sir, verbal communication is, sir, I think more formal.
Hmm.
Non-verbal is, sir, it's like really informal, sir, when you.
No, it's not like that. But fine. See,
Yes,
you
sir.
use words to communicate verbally, while you use gestures and sign language. Sign to
Yes,
communicate
sir.
it
Yes, sir.
non-verbal. So that's the major difference, right?
Yes, sir.
Not formal and informal. So what people who can't speak,
No, sir.
uh,
Okay, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
what the
I understand, sir.
yeah. Thank you so much, Ibrahim. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes. Up next is Muhammad Amir Salam.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Mohammad Amir Islam and I'm from Bihar. I have completed my schooling from Hyderabad Kendriya Vidyalaya and now I'm currently doing BTech in civil engineering from Jamia Millia Islamia.
Hmm.
And my hobbies are playing football and traveling.
Okay, so what is it that you'll do after completing civil engineering? If
Well,
you choose to practice as an engineer, as a civil engineer, then what would you be doing?
I'm planning for business.
Oh, business.
Yes.
Right. Great. So explain then, businessman, Mr. Future Businessman. Please explain to me the meaning of the lines where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Have you
Well,
read the poem?
no, sir.
What have you read?
The lamb to the slaughter.
The Lamb to the Slaughter. Oh, okay. Who is the author?
Roald Dahl.
Hmm. Oh, what are the major characters? Who are the
Patrick and Mary, like wife and husband, and some police officers who come to investigate the case. Like
what
when she,
happens? What happens at the end of the story?
the moral, like that Mary, she's uh, like like she wisely what we call hide the evidence.
Hid.
She wisely hide the evidence and cook it and give to the officers to eat.
Acha, but you listen to the line where the mind is without fear. Can you understand what the line means? Where the mind is without fear.
Yes, sir. Like it's kind of like expressing ourselves and living
Without
freedomly, living in freedom,
freedom.
fighting for freedom.
Yes, there's no word called freedom, Lee. Okay, with freedom and of course without fear.
Yeah, for freedom.
Hmm. Okay, fine. One last question to you. Okay,
Yes, sir.
what is the spelling of business?
Businesss.
Absolutely correct. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Next is Mohammed Bariq Nazar.
Hello, sir. Sir, my name is Barik. I am from Srinagar, Kashmir. Right now, I am pursuing civil engineering. Sir, my hobbies include watching sports, playing sports, and I like to do graphic designing.
Okay. You tell me, Bariq, first of all, what is the meaning of your name?
Sir, Barik, it is to glitter or brighten up.
Okay. And second question is, what is the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication?
So, verbal communication includes like speaking. It includes the use of words, and non-verbal includes use of gestures.
Hmm. Okay. What is the difference between prefix and suffix?
So prefix is added before the word. Like I'll choose a word help. So and so it is a prefix. So and suffixes we add after the word.
I did
At the
not
end of the
understand
word.
the example. So you use
Yes,
the word. Yes. The rest of it was correct. Just the example bit. Yes.
So for example, I'll choose the word help. If I add un before it, it is a prefix. Unhelp. Sorry, not unhelp. Sorry.
I know where you're getting to. So it's you saying if you add ful to help, then it is a suffix, so helpful. And if you add un before it, then it becomes unhelpful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, sir.
Okay, one last question since you faltered a little bit in that question. Okay, who is the author of the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear?
Sir Rabindranath Tagore.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You can leave, buddy. Next up is Mohammad Faraz. Yeah, Faraz Idris.
Yes, sir. So myself, Mohammad Faraj Rees.
Faraz.
I am from Aligarh, UP. I have done my schooling from Aligarh Muslim University, and I am currently enrolled in computer science branch.
Computer science branch. Okay. What are your long-term and short-term goals in life?
Sir, I'm thinking of pursuing masters after completing my graduation course, and my hobbies are to play video games, badminton, and to do digital art.
Digital art.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you have to, explain it to somebody, what is digital art all about? Then how would you do it?
It's all about perception and conveying our feelings, not through pen. And there are often hidden meanings in the art which only few people can understand.
Okay, so it is an exclusive art.
No, sir. Like I draw
It's like modern
characters, comic characters, and
Okay.
I can draw a person.
Oh, great. Okay, so Faraz, you tell me what is the difference between physical barriers of communication and emotional barriers of communication?
So physical barriers of communication are such as you and I are communicating. Suppose there is noise and some background noise, or internet problem or anything. Suppose someone comes and interrupts our conversation. That are all basically, or physical obstacles are physical barriers, and emotional barriers are, suppose someone is going through a trauma, just like someone broke up.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Faraz. You can leave.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Up next is Mohammad Roman.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Mohammad Ruman, and I am pursuing my BTech from Jamia Millia Islamia from Electronics and Communication branch. I have completed my schooling from St. Joseph Convent School, Pirumadara, Ramnagar, and I am from Nainital, Uttarakhand. So, sir, my hobbies are to study about the different political institutions like executive, judiciary, their working, what are the different form of government structure, presidential, semi-presidential, which all I am interested in.
So you went a little too fast for my comfort. Can you slow down a bit and tell me the last part of what you said? What are your hobbies?
So basically, I like to studies about different political institutions like the executives, legislatures, observe how they works, what are their functions, and all about that.
Okay. Roman, you said you are pursuing electronics and communication, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the importance of the word communication in your course?
So basically, communication. The word communication, first of all, has similar meaning of expressing of ideas. But since we are combining with electronics, sir, it is devising a type of technology which will help us to communicate where we are physically separated from each other. So that is the importance of communication in electronics and communication engineering.
So is
for
it
example,
only? Yes.
Yes, sir.
No, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So, for instance, we are using such kind of technology, electronics fundamentals principle to design such kind of technology which will enable us to communicate when we are not physically present at a place.
Not physically present at a place. Can you give some more examples?
So, for example, you and me are communicating just because of the technology which has been invented by various efforts. But the principle of electronics has been used. The semiconductor diodes also has been used for such invention.
Yes, great. So which of the stories have you read?
Sir, I have read Swapnat Leaves by Cheso and Sir Rabindranath Tagore's poems and much.
Swapnat Leaves. You tell me what happens.
So basically, it is the stories about two girls, Paramma and Gaveri. Paramma belongs to a well-off family and Gaveri belongs to a poor family. So the story highlights that in spite of being small girl, they have mind full of Paramma has mind full of discrimination. She behaves with Gaveri in a rude way. Moreover, the story also highlights how the poor have to suffer in economic sphere of life. They are discriminated. They have less opportunities as compared to Paramma. In spite of being 8 years old, Gaveri have to work in a field where Paramma is still enjoys some financial benefits from a parent.
Fine. Okay. Thank you so much, Roman. You can leave.
Thank you, sir.
Up next is Mohammad Yasir Aftab.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please introduce yourself. Yeah.
So, my name is Muhammad Yasir Aftab, and I'm 19 years old. I did my schooling from Mayur School. Currently, I'm pursuing BTech in Computer Science from Jamia Millia Islamia. My hobbies include playing and watching cricket and listening music.
What kind of music do you listen to?
So, Bollywood music.
Bollywood music. Okay. So if I have to ask you to give me a short, not a review, but your opinion on the type of Bollywood music that is being produced.
So, actually, sir, can you repeat what you just said?
Give me your view or opinion
Huh?
on the kind of Bollywood music that is produced in contemporary times.
Sir, I
Did you
guess
understand my question?
yes, sir. I guess they are not very good right now. Earlier, they used to be better.
Oh, this nostalgic feeling about the earlier music is still prevalent, I see, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyways, so tell me what is the difference between physical and psychological barrier of communication?
So psychological barrier includes like stage fear and some like introvertness, and physical barrier may include like if one is not able to hear or something, also one is not able to communicate properly,
Hmm.
uh, hearing aids, and
Fine.
so
Okay. What is the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication?
so verbal communication includes oral and written communication, whereas non-verbal includes sign communication.
Okay. What is the difference between formal and informal letters?
So formal letters are basically used to write to the seniors, or for
Authority.
in corporates, and informal is for friends and family members.
Hmm. Seniors. So, do you think formal letters are not written by seniors to juniors?
Yes, sir, in corporate offices, they are used everywhere.
Okay. Thank you so much, Yasir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Muhammad Aman or Aman Khan.
Yes, sir. So myself, Mohammad Aman Khan, and I live in Jodhpur, Rajasthan, and I am currently pursuing my BTech in Computer Science Engineering, and I did my schooling from APS Army Public School from Jodhpur. And my hobbies are watching and playing cricket.
Okay. So, what kind of songs were you? Did you sing while you were in army school? Did you sing songs like
Sir,
Body Prayers?
patriotism and something
Do
like
you
that.
remember any of the songs?
Yes, sir. Sare Jahan Se Acha and like that, sir.
Okay. So, what do you think is the importance of such songs?
Sir, it can create the true patriotism and know the value of the soldiers that are martyrs, and they fought for us on the borders. That's all.
Okay, so these songs also communicate a sense of belongingness, a sense of patriotism, as you say, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Aman, you tell me, do you know the meaning of the first lines of the poem where the mind is without fear?
Sir, the mind is without fear. It is a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, and the poem is written in the form of a prayer to God, the Almighty, for the freedom for His country.
Hmm. Fine. What is the difference between physical and emotional barriers of communication?
Sir, physical barrier includes the hearing impairment and defect in vision. Like we all know that Stephen Hawking, a great scientist in the century, was also affected by the physical barrier. And emotional barrier includes the someone going through trauma, family problem, and breakup, and etc.
Great. Thank you so much, Aman. We can leave.
Welcome, sir.
Up next is Muhammad Akram Khan. Hi, Akram.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Just on time by the good morning, though. It's 11:56, huh? Okay. Yeah, please
Yes,
introduce
sir.
yourself.
4 minutes. Yes, sir.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. So my name is Mohammed. Yes, sir. My name is Mohammed Akram Khan, and I'm currently living in Lucknow. I'm pursuing BTech in ECE, Electronics and Communication Engineering, from Jamia. And my hobbies are to play football and watch football, especially Premier League, sir.
Okay. Premier League.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You tell me, Akram, what is the significance of humanities in the field of engineering?
Sir, as we know, humanities includes language, arts, and creativity too. So in engineering, most of us, like sir, we design robots, buildings, and civil engineering, and in other departments too. So the creativity and the languages is important in engineering.
Hmm.
Sir, we also works in teamwork. So like we build projects. So communication is like utmost important. Actually, not in engineering, sir, in every department.
Correct. Okay. So, Akram, what is the summary of the story in Swapnat Leaves?
Sir, actually, I haven't read, but I know a little bit of the
What have you
story.
read?
Sir, the in this story, the author is sir. The overview, actually, the summary.
Go ahead.
Some
Go
of
ahead.
my friend has to tell me about that.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Sir, sir, actually, the sir in this there are two girls. One of which is from upper class and the other is from lower class. In this such story, the author is trying to tell about the issues of casteism and the inequality faced by the lower caste from upper caste.
Okay. What is the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication?
Sir, in verbal communication, the words and the sentence and the most like the sir, languages are used like English and Hindi. But in non-verbal communication, we use sign languages, letters, emails, WhatsApp messages, sir, and
Okay.
anything which,
Fine, fine.
sir, we
Thank you.
don't use it like mouth.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Akram. You can leave. Thank you. Yeah. Next is Mohammed Danish Asad.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Danish, please introduce yourself.
So my name is Mohammed Danish Asad. I studied in Cambridge School and I'm currently pursuing BTech in Electronics and Communication from Jamia Millia Islamia. I live in Zakir Nagar and that's all.
You live in what?
Zakir Nagar, sir.
Actually, you live in Zakir Nagar. Okay. Tell me the summary of the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear.
Sir, it's a very patriotic poem written by Rabindranath Tagore. It dates back to the pre-colonial times. And in this poem, he is not just writing a poem, he's trying to convey a message and more of and he's trying to move the masses through his words, and he he wants his countrymen to not live in shame and fear, and he wants his countrymen to live with their heads held high. It means that he wants his countrymen to live fearlessly and with respect and honor. And then again he stresses uh, the need for education and knowledge, and the need for eradicating superstition and other evils from the society so that his country can become better.
Hmm. Okay. Fine. You tell me what is the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication.
Verbal communication includes the usage of words, which could be written or spoken, and non-verbal means the use of sign languages. For example, someone doing some gesture, something like this.
Yes,
Or
yes. Yes, Danish, I know. Thank you so much. You can leave now. Okay?
thank you.
Yeah. Up next is Muhammad Imad. Is Muhammad Imad here? Mohammed Imad. Hmm. Okay. In that case, we'll move on. Mohammed Lazib.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hi Lazib. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Mohammad Azib. Sir, I'm from Azamgarh. I study my schooling from Aligarh Muslim University, and my hobby is playing cricket and watching TV.
What is the meaning of your name, Lazib?
Lazim means happiness.
Happiness.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me whether in the story, Road to the Lamb, uh, Slaughter to the Lamb, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I taking the name correctly? Slaughter to the Lamb?
The Lamb of Slaughter.
Lamb to the slaughter. Okay, good.
Yes,
So Lazib, right? Lazib in the
yes.
story, Lamb to the slaughter. Is the husband happy?
So husband in this relation, the husband doesn't happy with her with his wife.
With his wife. And is the wife happy with the husband?
Yes, sir. The wife is happy when he tells to that he divorced him. He divorced her. Then she solved.
Hmm. Before that, she was quite happy,
Happy.
right?
Yes, sir.
What happens to the murder weapon in the story?
The murder weapon is written by the two police officers.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you final question to you. Okay.
Yes,
Explain
sir.
the line, huh? Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high.
In this poem, the poet tells us that the mind is having the mind is fear from everything. And the second line, sir.
Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high.
If the mind is
Where the mind is without fear, meaning that there is no reason to fear anyone, where you are not afraid, right? And head is held high, meaning that you're proud of your existence, of the way you're leading your life, right, Lazib?
Yes. Yes.
So I have to ask one more question to you. Who is
Yes.
the poet?
Rabindranath Tagore, sir.
Thank you so much, Lazib. You can leave. Thank you. Next is Mohammed Saif.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mohammed Saif. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Mohammed Saib. I am from Radawad, UP. I am currently pursuing civil engineering from Jamia Millia Islamia. My hobbies are playing footballs, cricket, and watching movies.
Which movie did you watch last?
So Drishyam.
Give me a review.
So it was a very good movie.
That's not a
So
review. You don't say you don't say that it is a good movie in the first line. Okay.
Oh,
But
so
anyways, continue. Yeah.
so sir, so in this movie, they shows how a man is protect his family from the from the so I don't remind the word
Okay. Go
from
ahead.
the crime that his wife is committed, which was in self defense, has been done by her. So
Did you like the movie?
yes, sir.
Was How many stars will you give it?
4.
So tell me, who is the author of the story Soapnut Leaves?
Soapnut Leaves as Chaos.
Chaus.
Yes.
It's Chaso, not
Chaos
Chaus.
also.
Yeah.
So it's a wrong
Okay.
pronunciation.
What are the different barriers of communication?
So they have many different barriers. It's emotional, physical,
Hmm.
so emotional, physical, psychological,
Hmm.
and environment,
Okay.
work environment.
Yeah. Good. Now, one final question to you. Which story have you studied?
So Lamb to the Slaughter.
Tell me the summary.
So in which so the Patrick's wife killed him. So Patrick's wife killed him, and his uh, make a plan to save her.
Who
So,
makes a plan to save her?
sir, his wife, sir, Mary,
Makes a plan to save whom?
sir, itself,
Herself.
herself, sir.
Okay. What happens at the end of the story?
So the weapon was cooked by her and served to the police investigations.
Great. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. You can
Thank you,
leave.
sir. Thank you.
Next is Mohammed Siddiq Mohsin.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please. Yes. Please introduce yourself, Siddiq.
Yes, sir. My name is Mohammed Siddiq Mohsen. I live in Delhi, and I am from Electronics and Communication branch. And my hobbies include playing badminton and sometimes playing mobile games also.
Hmm. Sometimes badminton. And sometimes. Okay. Fine. Tell me what is the difference between a suffix and a prefix?
The suffix is put after the base word, and the prefix comes before the base word. Example, you
Example.
can say example will be like helpful. In helpful, the full that is the suffix that comes after the help, so it becomes helpful. And for prefix, disagreement, like disagreement, so agreement is a word, and this comes with that, this is a prefix, and it becomes disagreement.
Hmm. Okay. Which of the stories have you read?
So I have read the Lamb to the Slaughter and Soap Nut Leaves also, but
Okay.
not that in detail.
Fine. I will not ask questions from either. Okay. Tell me, explain to me what the meaning of this line. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high.
Yes, sir. So this is a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, and which is a basically patriarchal, pre-independent.
Hold on. Patriarchal.
No,
Patriotic.
patriotic. Sorry.
Beta, you don't mix up words like that.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
So he is trying to invoke the patriotic feeling among the people of his nation before the independence of India. So mm, by this line, he means that, I mean, he is aspiring for a nation where his countrymen would live with pride and dignity, and they won't fear anyone, any of the governor, and as such, right?
Fine, fine. Okay. Thank you so much, Siddiq.
Okay, so thank you, sir.
Yes. Next up is Munib Ahmed.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Hello,
Munib. Hi.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Muneeb Ahmed. I live in Noida. I am interested in computer graphics. I like football and watching movies.
Hmm. Okay. First of all, tell me what is the full form of Noida?
New Okla Industrial Development Authority.
Okay, good. Knew that. Good. So now you tell me, have you read the poem "Where the Mind Is Without Fear"?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll give you two lines. You have to explain. Okay. Hmm?
sure.
The last three lines actually, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. Please explain.
The poet is Rabindranath Tagore. He's basically praying
Hmm.
that the people of his country may just move forward without any chains and any fears, and just what was the first line again?
Do you remember the poem?
I don't remember it that well.
Yeah. So the
So
lines are
basically, he's
where the
praying
mind.
that the people
Oh,
may
I'm
live without.
repeating. Hold on, Munib, I'm repeating. Okay, and please listen. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. He's basically praying to God that he lead the people of his country into ever expanding new horizons, and they push the country forward
Hmm.
to new heights.
I have only one question to you.
Yeah.
Uh, who is thee?
The
He.
the is God.
Good. Good. Correct. What is the difference between say verbal and non-verbal communication?
verbal communication is, for example, talking like you and I are communicating verbally. On the other hand, non-verbal communication may be like, if I'm dancing in joy, you can infer that I'm happy because I'm dancing.
Thank you so much. Stay happy. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yes. Up next is Parvez Shams.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Myself, Parvez Shams, sir. I am from Ranchi, Jharkhand,
Hmm.
and I am currently pursuing BTech from Jamia Millia Islamia, Civil Engineering.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And
Sir, my hobby is playing cricket,
and
and I belong to Ranchi.
talk about yourself. What are your good qualities? What are your bad qualities?
Sir, I am hardworking, honest, and uh, truthful.
Hmm. You're truthful. Okay.
Yes.
And what are your bad qualities? What are your shortcomings?
Sir, I don't know about my bad qualities.
Hmm. You don't know about your bad qualities.
Yes, sir.
Parvez, if anyone in the world can know about your bad qualities, it should be you, right? You should be first aware of your bad qualities, and I'm pretty sure you are aware, but you're taking the shortcut and saying no. But that's fine. Okay. Uh, Tell me what is the difference between different barriers of communication?
So there are many types of barriers in the communication. First of all, I will talk about physiological barrier. For example, dyslexia. It is the most common barrier. For example,
Dyslexia.
in yes, dyslexia. In that, a person can't be able to write, communicate properly with another person, and have problem in reading. And another is emotional barrier, sir. In that, sir, if someone is going through anger, and if someone has pride in his or her, then it could be also lead to a barrier.
Hmm. Do you want to add anything?
Sir, and many yes, sir, also linguistic barrier, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, in that, if two person are communicating and they don't know the language of each other, then it could be also lead to a communication barrier.
Hmm. ठीक है. Explain the lines where the mind is without fear and the head is held high.
Sir, in that, Rabindranath Tagore wants to say that the countrymen should live with dignity and honor. One should be fearlessly tackle the problem which comes to their way, and always keep their head high.
Very good. Okay. Thank you so much, Parvez. You can leave
Thank
now.
you, sir.
Yeah. Next is Piyush Marupadhyay.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yes, Piyush.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, my name is Piyush Upadhyay. I currently live in Greater Noida. I have done my schooling from Greater Noida as well. I am enrolled in Bachelor of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Jamia Millia Islamia. My hometown is Aligarh, and I love to listen to songs in my free time.
Okay. Which of the stories have you read, Piyush?
Sir, Soapnut Leaves and the other one as well, Lamb to the Slaughter.
Hmm. Tell me about Soapnut Leaves.
Sir, Soapnut Leaves, the author is Chaso, and Soapnut Leaves highlights the class differentiation that takes place in the society, in the small villages, like how the low class people are suppressed by the high class ones, and also these things can transfer from generations to generation, because the younger generations see their fathers or the elders doing this, and they learn it from them. And it is a story about two girls, Gaveri and the other one, Paramma, I guess. uh,
Yes.
8-year-old girls, and the one is the daughter of a rich farmer, and the other one is of a poor man. For And her father thinks like that education is only for the upper class people, and we are not.
But then why does
Yes, sir.
Why in the story, prime landlord beats Gaveri, right?
Sorry, sir.
The prime landlord in the story
Yes, sir.
beats Gaveri, right?
Yes, sir.
Why does that happen?
Sir, I'm not aware.
You've not read the story or what? In the
Sir, I have
story,
read the summary.
so yeah, so in the story, the prime landlord beats the protagonist,
Yes, sir.
Gaveri. We don't know about it. Fine. Uh, okay. One more final question to you is
Sorry, sir.
one final question to you is
Yes, sir.
what is the difference between effective and ineffective communication?
Effective communication is, we can say that, where the person's exact thoughts are conveyed to the other person, and ineffective is that in which the person is trying to convey something else and the receiver interprets it differently. I guess
Thank
that's.
you so much,
Thank
Piyush.
you.
Next is Rayyan Arshad.
Good afternoon, sir. Good
Yes.
afternoon.
Good
So my name
afternoon.
is Rayyan Ashad. I've done my schooling from Deva Public School, Bihar Sharif,
Mhm.
and I'm enrolled in Electronics and Communication branch. My
Mhm.
hobbies are 3D animation, playing football, and doing calligraphy.
Okay. Which of the stories have you read, Rayyan?
So the Land of the Slaughter and two other poems, the Where the Mind is Without Fear and the Lost Word by Esther Morgan.
Can you tell me, talk to me about Lamb to the Slaughter?
So Land of the Slaughter is written by Roald Dahl, and it was all about Peter Maloney and his wife Mary Maloney. Peter Maloney was a detective by profession, and he was very short conversation type of person. Once, like he came to the home, and her wife Mary Maloney was astonished that he isn't giving any type of attention to her. So when she asked, his reply wasn't that great. After a few days, he said that I want divorce. So she was very astonished. And after a few, when the story goes, she kills her husband with a leg of the lamb which was frozen. And after that, police officers came and she cooks for them. And it was all about not to underestimate anyone.
Okay. What is the main idea of the poem Lost World? The Lost World.
So the lost word is for the women who aren't able to speak for themselves. Like the women which is portrayed in the poem, she is trying to find words everywhere behind the sofa and into her mind, but finally she speaks what she has been taught by the elders of the society.
Hmm. Okay. Fine. Thank you, Rayyan. You can leave.
Thank you, sir.
Next up is Rifat Maqsood.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yes. Please introduce
Thank you.
yourself.
So, my name is Ripat Maqsood. I am from Allahabad, UP. I am pursuing BTech in Mechanical Engineering from Jamia Millia Islamia. And my hobbies are to listening music, singing, dancing, and and to r- and to read facts about the who some achieve goals in some times in our small times when reading facts just like Alak Pandey in this time
Hmm.
who did a big achievement like this is the fact I'm reading.
Okay. Rifat, you tell me, can dancing be a means of communication?
Dancing is a means of communication.
Hmm.
Quest- Dancing communication. No,
No?
sir, but it is but act so dance with act में अगर हम convert करते तो फिर वो communication है.
For example, Kathakali, right?
Yes.
Bharatanatyam. There are dance forms which. Hmm. Okay. Uh, Tell me, what is the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication?
So verbal communication is the so verbal communication in which the if you मतलब